Hi, my name is Holly Johnson, and I am the Programs Assistant here at the Peoria Riverfront Museum. My favorite thing at the museum is to interpret art objects like the Danaid that I'll be talking about today. So my favorite object in 101 Treasures of the Peoria Riverfront Museum Collection is the Danaid. This is by Auguste Rodin, and it was donated by the B. Gerald Cantor Out Foundation. This was last on display in Rodin cast in bronze in 2018, and it was first seen at the Lakeview Museum showcase of Rodin art objects from the B. Gerald Cantor Foundation in 1988. This was actually gifted to us in 1988, but my favorite thing about it is the story of the Danaids behind it. So this artwork depicts a young woman, one of the Danaids, one of the 50 daughters of King Danaus in Greek mythology. She is collapsed on the ground. We see most of the emotion behind her and her back and her positioning, not necessarily her face. Rodin has a wonderfully expressive art style that makes it look very malleable, even though this is cast bronze. The Danaids are punished by the gods for killing their husbands on their wedding nights. King Danaus had arranged marriages for all of them, all 50 of his daughters, and they decided that they didn't like their husbands. And so on their wedding night, they all got married on the same day. They decided to murder their husbands as one. The gods were not pleased with that decision that they made, so they were punished by being sent to Tartarus. Tartarus is like the hell of the Greek underworld. You have Elysium, you have the fields, and then you also have Tartarus, where the most criminal people were sent. And all of the people in Tartarus have different punishments that they need to do in order to escape from Tartarus, but these are impossible tasks. The Danaids were sentenced to fill a well, a bottomless well, with water. So all 50 of them are climbing this steep, rocky hillside with urns of water to fill a bottomless pit. This is a task that will take all of eternity, and we see one of the Danaids collapsed on the ground. On one side you can see the urn a little bit, but for the most part we are seeing this separate piece of a larger work that Rodin was trying to complete called The Gates of Hell. This piece, when we collected it, actually has a very nice story behind it as well that's also a little tragic. When this was on display for the first time in 1988, this was gifted to us, and the other pieces in that collection were stored in New York at the time. And the building that they were stored in was the World Trade Center. This piece is one of the only remaining items from that collection because it was in the World Trade Center on 9/11 and was subsequently destroyed in that terror attack. So the fact that we have this is fantastic, and I'm glad that we are able to keep it as a representation of that art foundation. So I hope you enjoyed me talking about the Danaid, one of my favorite pieces here at the Peoria Riverfront Museum. And I want to give a big thank you to our members, our Visionary Society members, and everyone that helps make our programming possible.